All right, how'd you like that song? Do you know what Islam is? It's a way of life for all. You like that, huh? Or you already thought about it, you saw it, please don't play it again. I know, it's the only break we've got. I was just telling everybody here, we didn't have our regular guys show up. We have our volunteer who came out, Mohammed, our local brother here, helps us, does everything, mashallah. Everybody make dua for him and for his son. Special dua for his wife who has to put up with both of them. If you're watching him right now, I'll tell you what, your husband's doing a very good job. He really is right there, okay? Don't suspect nothing, he's right there. Which brings us, by the way, seriously, to another aspect of raising our children. If our children observe us constantly suspecting things, that they will do the same. If our children observe us backbiting, talking about other people, like this, they will do the same thing. And let me explain something to you that's very famous in our country, in our society, which is not famous amongst Muslims, alhamdulillah, not famous in other countries, but the worst place I saw it was in UK and here in our country. You know what it is? We have somebody come to your house, your place of business, and you're sitting there talking with, and maybe three of us are sitting there, and the one person leaves, and immediately they start saying bad things about the persons. Immediately. As soon as the person leaves, you're like, you come back now, you all here, no, come on back, or you so good, you get something, what a jerk, man, what. How many of you heard that before? You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about? You never heard about it? Yeah? Well, guess what? The people who do that just gave their good deeds to that person. They didn't know it. They give it away. Everything they said about that person, even if it's true, they give away their good deeds. That's what Muhammad ﷺ told us. Even if it's true, you just gave them your good deeds. One of our greatest of imams, one of our great leaders in history, Imam Shafi, he took some, it's called ghee and butter, which is a real nice, something very tasty for them in their day. And he took it to a man and gave it to him, and this man is somebody who's been insulting him, saying stuff behind his back, cutting him down. He took it and said, I'd like to give you a gift. He said, why are you bringing me this gift? He said, I heard you said all these things about me. I should give you something too. Thank you. I need those good deeds. I'll collect them. And he will. Anytime you speak about anybody, this is mentioned in chapter 49 of the Quran, in Surah Al-Ijra, about not cutting down people. First of all, it mentions, I encourage, by the way, how many of you can read the Quran in Arabic language? You can read it, all right. I want you to do, how many of you can read it in Arabic, but you don't really understand what you're reading? Raise your hands. Okay, I have a solution for you. Very good solution is that if you don't have a translation, you can write to us for a translation, afreequran.com. afreequran.com. We'll mail you out one, no charge. No charge. Also, if you would like to go online right away, you don't have to wait 2 weeks to get it. And then you can go to our website, which is allahsquran.com or recitequran.com, which will help you learn how to speak the Arabic correctly and recite Quran. We also have recite the Quran, which is another way that we have to teach you. We have 4 or 5 different websites that'll help you learn. Plus, qtafsir.com if you want to know the meanings. All these websites are under our network. Then if you still didn't get it, you can go to chatislam.com, and then you'll be able to ask scholars there for help, and they will answer your questions. If you still didn't get it, then you can go to Just Ask Islam or islamquestions.com. If you still didn't find what you're looking for, go to Search for Islam which is also called sheikhgoogle.com. You go to search for Islam and you will find lots of answers. We have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of articles, images, videos, all right there for you, and you can enjoy those. You can upload your own videos, your own audios. You can go to the website called IslamYouTube.com. How many of you didn't know we had our own YouTube? Didn't know it? You do now. IslamYouTube.com. It's also called TubeIslam.com. What I'm telling you is that the videos that you upload there, that no matter what happens, you'll never see them unless they fit within this parameter of what Islam teaches. It doesn't mean we won't allow Christians to upload, not at all. We want everybody to upload. But if it breaks any laws, it's not going to happen. If it hurts people's feelings, if it's insulting, it's not going to happen. If it has crazy people on there, it's not going to happen. If they're rude or lascivious in any way, it's not going to happen. Because we watch every single video before they get approved. So, inshallah, we want to encourage everybody to use our websites to help you raise your children properly. Obviously, in the 1 hour that we had tonight, there was no possible way that we could really bring about a solution to everything. But we can tell you where you can go. The first place to go to start is to ask Almighty God to help you. Because I can't do anything. Allah can and will. All you gotta do is ask. I want to remind you that in Islam, we are told constantly, if you need anything, ask. If you want to find anything, seek. And if you run up against an obstacle, ask Him to help you with that too. And I know that's what I'm setting you up, that's why I did that. Now tell us what the scripture is.
Knock and the doors will be open. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the doors will be open.
Don't forget the first one. Ask.
Ask, right.
And you shall receive.
Ask and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. And knock and the door will be open for you.
You just did that to make me feel important, didn't you? Alhamdulillah. Yes. And that is the exact thing that Halal's mom is calling. Hala's mom is calling. This is your phone, right? Oh, okay. I could have done that. Okay. I'm going to bring your mother. Oh, bad. Mother-in-law? Oh, you're good. Brothers, the janazah tomorrow for him will be Are you calling now, right? He said, they're using my phone. I didn't do that. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about just real quick is that our children depend on us, and we will be asked. Allah says in the Quran, the meaning of it in English, O you who believe, guard yourselves and your families against a fire whose fuel is men and stones. A fire that can melt stones. We're talking about some hot place. This life is a test. And part of that test is your family. And Allah tells us in the Quran that you will be tested heavily, and a part of that test is your family. Gentlemen, you have a big responsibility. I'm sorry to tell you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It's not out of any other reason than I have to say this. You and I'm taking responsibility. We're not giving our families their rights. You're not there enough for them, they will not be able to get from you. You've got a lot of good stuff to give your family. Stay home and give it to them. You've got a lot to offer. Take them with you when you go somewhere. Let your family be in your life. That's more important to you Some of you are thinking right now maybe about a career move, education you want to add, some new job you want to take, you're going to leave your family for a while, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. Because when you're not there, Shaitan is. Your family needs you. That's why they call you dad. And ladies, I know some of you got your great careers going on and you're going to be famous one day and blah, blah, blah. And let's don't forget about Whitney Houston and her daughter. How famous were they? And what good was that? You don't need it. I don't need it. Nobody needs to be famous. In Islam, that's the last thing you want. I'm sorry to say this, I really dislike very much the idea that when people come up to me constantly and all they want to do is just touch you and say, I touched this guy, shook his hand, and for what reason? For what reason? What is the benefit?
Right.
There's no benefit for you from this. If I say or do something that helps you, alhamdulillah, pray for me. But the idea of taking pictures with people, I like the idea that we use the social network to let people know about Islam. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But as far as just for no reason, just to make somebody famous, there's no benefit. You really cannot help a person. It can hurt them very bad. Our Prophet ﷺ, he even told somebody who was praising a person in his face, he said, you killed him. You killed him. Don't praise a person in their face. It's not good. Also, it's not good that we will tell other people this person is the best, this and the best. Allah knows best. Allah knows best. Every human being is exactly that, a human being. All of us are born, all of us will die. All of us wear clothes, all of us eat food, all of us are just human beings. And the idea of trying to be famous, I have people write to me and say, how can I be famous like you? I say, I write back to them a long letter and tell them, you got to get it straight. You don't think this is a great idea. It's not. Even before I came to Islam and the things that we did when we were in show business and things, I always felt sorry for the people who thought that that was such a great life. Because, in fact, everybody has the same problems. It just gets magnified more with a new dimension to it. When now you have to be careful where you take your kids, you got to be careful where you go out, you have to be watching all the time, you don't know what's going on, you know? So don't envy anything. Be happy for who you are. You want to be famous in front of Allah on the day of judgment. You want to be really famous? On the best day to be famous is Yom Kiyama, when you get to stand up and say, I get my deeds in my right hand. That's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. Now, for all of you at home, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to tell you again what I started with, the importance of families, the importance of being together, and the importance of sharing the message. This is our voice. Guidance TV is our voice in America. It's our voice in the English-speaking world. And it is our voice around the world for real Islam. You want to be part of that and share in the reward of it, then you can do so very easy. Right now, just take your phone, write down the number, 41444. That's all the thing you have to remember. 41444. Text what word? Islam. ISLAM. Text that word to 41444. It will not charge anything on your phone. It will not charge you anything on your bed card. It is not going to do anything except send you a link. The link will let you go and see how you can support. And it doesn't ask you for anything until you decide. And all 100% of the money goes to the Guidance TV, not to the phone company, not to agencies, not to anybody. And it took us a long time to get this. 4 years. People can tell me, why don't you, get this thing where people can just dial in and donate? But see, over half of it goes to the people involved. And that's not fair. I want it all to go for Allah's cause. So alhamdulillah, you can do that. If you want to do something really big, welcome, but know this, we have bills every single month, and you might as well get the reward every month. And the Prophet ﷺ told us that Allah loves. You want Allah to love you? I want Him to love me too. Allah loves what is done regularly, even if it is small, more than something big, but you only do it once. Join us and be part of this, and help us all get guided with
Guide Us TV.
Guide Us TV. And until we're back again with all of you tomorrow night, then, wait, what? Somebody wanted to hear a Shahada tonight. We gotta take a quick break, we'll be right back. Don't go away. Just letting you know that we're gonna be back on. Don't let him break the connection. Because we were supposed to be off here at 9 o'clock, our time, midnight their time. Has anybody been watching this on TV? Anybody watching this on the phone? You were? Yeah? Did you see the song that's playing right now? It's a cute little song. Maybe it's on your nerves after about 8 or 9 hours of stuff. What we want to do right now, and I said I was going to do it in the beginning, but we ran out of time. But if we can get it back on, I want to put it on the air so that we can have proper Shahada from Micah.
That's it, right?
It's not Michael, by the way, it's M-I-C-A-H, Micah. Right? Isn't that the name of one of the books in the Bible, one of the prophets? Yes. Prophet Micah?
Big time.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
That's in the end of the Old Testament.
Right.
With Hosea.
Right.
It's next to Hosea.
Right.
Yeah. You know, Hosea is the book that says that there's no God but God, no, and no Savior but God.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on right now.
Ready?
Yeah.
4, 3, 2. And we're back! That's right, you're watching
Guide Us TV.
Oh, I love this group. Can we take them with us?
Your suitcase.
No, let's get a bus.
That sounds great.
No, this crowd, you need a train.
Right.
All right. I got dibs on the dining car, by the way.
That's right.
Anyway,
As long as they.
we're back, and we don't want to waste any time because we want you to join us. Now, we have with us Micah, who spent all of your life, I think, preaching. Not just believing, but preaching the message, the Word of God to the Christian faith. Is that right?
Right, since I was 12 years old.
12. And now you're over 12.
Very much so.
You even have children that pass the 12 mark.
All of my children have passed the 12.
You got any grandkids that pass the 12 yet?
Oh, no, not yet.
Not yet. All right. Well, now in the time that you preached, and I already know the answer, but I'm asking so that the crowd here can know more about this. Tell us, did you preach a word about Trinity, God, 3 in 1, 1 in 3, and all that?
Absolutely not.
No.
No, we never believed that there were 3 gods. We've always believed there was one.
So that was kind of nice to look at Islam and see that it's the same number. 1.
Right.
You don't have to figure out how 3 becomes 1, 1 becomes 3, 10 becomes 12, 19 becomes 104,
Exactly.
whatever. So, okay, don't get mad at me, guys. All right, I'm just saying. What we want to say is that you are most welcome to explore and learn about Islam, but we never push anybody. We want you to know what Islam is. Because if you make this choice and you come into Islam, you want to be able to grow constantly. And if you have doubts, that will impede the growth. So we try to remove the major doubts at least out of the way, then you can work forward and feel comfortable with Islam. I think one of the things you talked to me about was the consideration of how do Muslims treat their women.
Right.
Talk about it.
Well, one of the things that we're told is that they're under, oppression, but the word that they used was bondage.
Bondage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I find that that is farthest from the truth. I've met some of the most kind people that could have ever met. And I think one of the things that, I've said this before, one of the things that I think is so funny, I called my son in Washington and I said, these women are just like the Christian women, they talk so much. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then another guy had to ask his wife if he could go eat dinner with us guys. And I thought that was pretty cool. And we're not taught that at all. We're taught that the man does everything. He rules his home with an iron fist.
Well, now wait a minute. Now hold on one second. Hold on one second. In my house, there is some iron going on there. Yeah. And if I get out of line, she'll hit me over the head with it. But, so that's one thing. Some of the other things that I think when you were preaching, going to other countries especially, you were on the international television.
Right.
Were you ever on that big, what's that big network there? The Christian network?
TBN, yes.
Did you go on there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yeah. And this, I guess TV is not that big.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like this. Positive thinking, yet.
Inshallah.
Well, I don't care about that. What I care about is that we get the message out and do our job the best way we can. And while you were there, did you ever hear people talk about Islam, or did you talk about Islam?
You know, the truth is, in the Christian church, we all talked about Islam.
Really?
And I can say for myself that that was one of the things that I preached against. And even when I was in Africa and places like that, and India and everything, I preached against it. And for instance, a story that I remember is we were in Kansanun, which is in the Republic of Benin. We had some Muslims that had come into our service. And so I redirected my service to try to convert the Muslims over to Christianity.
Then now look at you.
Oh.
Alhamdulillah. So now, what is it? Well, tell everybody a little bit about what happened to you. Let's do that now.
Well, a few months ago, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And I had been extremely ill, and I was in the hospital. But even before that, I had been searching because I wanted to find out if everything that I've been taught was correctly taught to me. I've got a doctorate degree in theology, and you know, that's not a cheap expense. And so I'm wondering if everything that I was taught was right. So I got to my lowest point, and I just said, God, I don't know what to do. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. My son, which is right outside, he had taken care of me to a point where he had even had to bathe me and everything. And I got up my phone and I searched Christians converting to Islam. And the first person that popped up was Guidance TV. And so I couldn't go anywhere. So I was laying in the bed, the sickest that I think I've ever been in my life, IVs, everything. And I just kept watching it. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and every single day I was looking for videos. I was wanting to watch everything. And when I was getting ready to get out of the hospital, the only thing I knew to do is I went to the contact part on the Guidance TV thing and sent him a contact and said that I am a Christian preacher and I've been preaching most of my life and I want to find out more about Islam. And I thought it was kind of funny because my email that I sent him went all the way to Pakistan. And then it came to him. And he called me. And on that Sunday, I was the lowest that I had ever been. I was so sick, I couldn't do anything. And the only thing that I knew to do is I got down, I guess you guys call it prostrate on the floor, and I said, God, I don't understand what's going on, but I want to learn whatever I need to know. Just guide me and direct me to whatever I need to do. And then you called me. And right after you called me, not even 2 days later, I am here in California, and I've been here for 2 weeks. And I have to say, I've hung in my life with some very well-known people. And I've had some good highlights in my life, but this, being with Brother Yusuf, has been the biggest highlight that I have ever had in my life, because I actually feel like I'm learning. And everything that I was taught about the community is not the truth. And I realized that you guys love just the way we love. Now, I think you might eat more than I eat. But I have been treated so well. So I have not one complaint about anything. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. Except for I haven't had couscous yet.
Where's my mom? One? Where's the rest of my mom? Give me brothers here. All right. Tunis is okay. Tunis is
Morocco.
Morocco, Tunis, Algeria, Libya. You guys all know about this? All right. All right. So, okay, now we've talked about that. What do you see as being the biggest attraction or difference, really? You were already saying God is one. What's the biggest difference, the benefit you see for you personally to go to Islam?
I think one of the biggest benefits that I have found since being here is the prayer time. That has been. I told someone last night, I have not prayed as much as I have prayed these last 2 weeks since I was 12 years old. And you know, and the thing is, when it's time for Fajr, it feels good to get up. And it feels good to go and pray. And I didn't complain. I even, and I complained, but I haven't complained since I've been here. And my son is here, and he's noticed I'm getting up, and I'm starting to remember the prayer times to where y'all, you know, you got that alarm on your phone that goes off, which I didn't know I had downloaded it, and I'm asleep, and all of a sudden I heard all of this, scared me to death. I saw somebody was in the hotel room, I didn't know what to do. And so, but now I
wait till it goes off in the airport.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to that.
I just see you go up to TSA inspection and you put your stuff up there.
But you know, ever since I've been here, I'm excited every single day for everything that's going to happen. I'm excited. And last night, and I told Brother Yusuf last night, I said that I never want to become lazy or complacent to where I don't want to pray. I pitch a fit because I don't want to get up for Fajr, because I feel so good. And that's what I want to do. I never want to become complacent. As excited as I am right now, when I'm 90 years old, I want to be the same excited that I am right now.
Why are you looking at me when you say 90 years old?
But you know, some of you don't. I don't know if you understand how blessed you are to be born into this.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Alladhi ja'al muslimin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We say all praise to the one who made us as servants to him, as those who follow his way. Ameen. And it's better for us, by the way, when you and I, if you decide you want to spend more time with me, travel with me, work with me.
I'm staying right with you. I'm not going nowhere.
You mean you staying here in Los Angeles?
Oh, no. I'm going nowhere.
Okay.
I told my son, I said, you know, said, inshallah, I'm going to get rid of everything I have just to be wherever you are to learn.
Wow. MashaAllah. Actually, clapping is something that they used to do. The pagans did it to scare away the shayateen, but it actually draws them. So if you don't want to clap, I tell you what Muslims usually used to do. They would say what?
Takbir. Takbir.
Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, that's what they did. Allahu Akbar. Good. This saying. Not trying to get a problem going, but now I want to come back to this. Last night, Brother Micah had told me with no uncertain terms. He was ready there and then on the air. We were on the air just like we are right now. He said he wanted to enter Islam, but while he was talking, we lost the audio. So I said, you know what about our audience? Might be some of them tuned in tonight. I'd like to hear it and give you another chance to do that. You okay? You got mics now. I don't have to do the back and forth thing.
Wonderful.
It's a little bit better tonight. Alhamdulillah. Thanks to Almighty Allah and the brothers here who put in a good sound system. I don't know, my hands are free. I don't know what to do with my hands today because I'm used to it. Alhamdulillah. But let us begin slowly and easy. And just repeat this after me. In English, and if you hear something that you don't agree with, just stop. Ready? I bear witness.
I bear witness.
In open testimony.
In open testimony.
There is no God to worship.
There is no God to worship.
Except one God.
Except for one God.
Allah.
Allah.
He has no partners.
He has no partners.
And I bear witness.
And I bear witness.
Muhammad is his messenger.
Muhammad is his messenger.
And I bear witness.
And I bear witness.
Jesus is his messenger.
Jesus is his messenger.
Now, this was told to us by some of the scholars in Saudi, that when anybody used to be a Christian, be sure they know that because we believe in Jesus, who he is. He's a messenger of God. He's a servant of God. He's a miracle of God, but he's not God. And you already knew that anyway. But also, he's not the Son of God. He has a much higher place than a son, or a daughter, or a cousin, or a nephew. He is the Christ. He's the Messiah. He is the one who will be back in the last day. He has a very big job yet to do. And we pray and hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we're alive at that time, we pray Allah let us be with him. If you're not, you're in trouble. Alhamdulillah. So, okay, now they're ready for the Arabic. It's the same thing, almost identical in the Arabic language. Ashhadu.
Ashhadu.
An la ilaha.
An la ilaha.
Illa.
Illa.
Allah.
Allah.
La.
La.
Sharika la.
Sharika la.
Wa.
Wa.
Ashhadu.
Ashhadu.
An Muhammad.
Anna Muhammad.
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah.
Wa Isa.
Wa Isa.
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah.
Sound pretty wild, doesn't it? Congratulations. MashaAllah. May Allah always keep you firm and strong in his way. Okay, that feel good?
Yes.
I feel good. Now for those of you at home, you gotta go to bed tonight. I know it's midnight, it's past midnight there in, it's about 20 after the hour back in New York, Cleveland, and Atlanta, so you can go to bed. Or if your mom will let you step a little later, it's Saturday night, we might have another surprise. We'll be right back after this and get guided with TV. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, we are back. You're watching this live on Guidance TV. We got a lot of stuff we're going to cram in the next few minutes here. And we only have a few minutes. We have, of course, I'm Yusuf. I'm here with you tonight if you just tuned in. But also, on my far right, and your left, that's our brand new brother in Islam. His name is Micah Joseph. So we're gonna change his name to Micah Yusuf. It wasn't too much of a change, was it? You just spell it a little different in this language. MashaAllah. And between us, Assalamu alaikum. Aha, did you hear this? Listen carefully, let me have the mic. Say it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. This is Timothy, Micah's son, who has been a youth minister in the churches, and he has traveled with his father, traveled with us, heard us talking, and I asked him today in the car what he thinks about it. He's kind of pretty sure about all of this. But I wanted to do something, and I told you earlier, Islam can never be by force or coercion or any kind of coaxing or bribery, rashwat. This is not Islam. To come to Islam, it has to be because your own personal feeling and intellect is telling you, this is what I need to do with my life. Because it is a complete way of life. So if you're not ready, don't do it. There's no benefit to us. You won't help us by coming in and saying you want to do something you don't want to do. You're not helping anybody, you're hurting yourself. If you want to be a Muslim, then fine, but know what it is. Find out what Islam is about. Don't just jump out here and do something, and then later you wish you didn't do that, because that's not Islam. You want to be close to your Creator? You want to go to Jannah? You want to know more about Islam? You want to see, is this the way to do it? Then fine. We have 2,655 websites right now on the air, broadcasting out there on the internet. We have this channel, which is also on Galaxy 19 satellite, also on antennas. Happen to have an antenna right here in Los Angeles area, channel 35.2. I was giving out the wrong one. I was giving out 42.4, which is our New York channel. I was up there for 2 weeks and had it brainwashed. Had to rewash the brain again. But anyway, so our channel here is 35.2, and we're also on the apps, on the phones, etc. And all of the things that we're doing are free. You can learn more about this before you get involved in it, okay? And now we'll turn our focus back over to you, Timothy. If you hold both of those, it's good. Yeah, hold them both. Because one is for the television and one is for the local in here. And so kind of put them together like you're going to need two hands and talk right into it. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, tell everybody your full name.
Timothy Ryan Poole.
MashaAllah. I like that Ryan. I have a grandson named Ryan. You know that? Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I have a Ryan. Okay. All right. Now, you've heard us talking about Islam. You've heard us talk about Muhammad. Talk about Jesus. Talk about church. Talk about masjid. Talk about Bible. We talk about Quran. From what you've heard so far, what is it? Your own feelings.
Well, ever since I've been here, I've been up for about a week. And I've been going to all the prayers real early in the morning. All day I've been going to the prayers, and coming here and doing all these prayers, I feel closer to one Creator who is all.
Really? Now, I want you to turn the mic toward you. Now try that again. Okay. Now, you said you feel closer to Allah. What about the thinking side of it? The talking about feelings is good. What makes sense to you right now? Talk about that.
What makes sense to me about Islam is, all my life I've been brainwashed, basically.
You blame him for that?
A little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
I've always seen on TV, on the internet, everything that Islam in general is bad.
Okay, did you see anything bad?
No. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, is there a lot of Muslims right here?
Yes.
Did you see a lot of Muslims last night?
Yes.
And the night before?
Yes.
And the night before?
Yes.
And how many yesterday did you gym house?
A lot.
And a lot of Muslims.
Yes.
You like them?
Yes.
Want to be one?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Well, what we're going to do, folks.
Takbir.
Oh, I'm still running the show, buddy. What we're going to do, I'm going to teach them about something called Salat Istikhara. How many of you know what Salat Istikhara? This is where you make a prayer and you actually turn everything over to God and you ask Him, give me what's better for me. And then you act on what He gives you in front of you. When you see it happening, that's what you can do. I'm going to tell you how to do that in what's called Camel Layl tonight. So that means you got to watch. Because tomorrow night we're going to see how Timmy does, what he comes up with, and if he decides which way he wants to go, but it's going to be his choice. And we're going to find out about that tomorrow, right here. And get guided with Guide Us TV. Until then, peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
All right, we're off the air.
Come on.
MashaAllah. Now what I'm going to ask everybody here to do, we stayed so long tonight, we didn't plan on this, but I wanted Timothy to have a chance, because he's been bugging his father and me both. Let me, I said no, I want you to do this because you want it, not because your father, not because of me. So I want him to have some private time to really think about this, pray to Allah, let Allah guide him. This is very important. Because this is not about showbiz, you know what I mean? I want to share it. That's true. I very much want to share it because it increases the number of people that know what we're doing and what it's all about. At the same time, you have to remember we're human beings. And we have to be very careful about all of that. So here's some instruction for all of you tonight. Please, brothers and sisters, take this very serious. This program, this network that we have, is the only voice we have on the planet right now in the English language for tourism. There is nothing else. Even if you say, well, I saw a movie here, something nice on Facebook, whatever, that's great. But this is a consistent voice that doesn't stop. It's 24 hours a day. It's on 5 major networks. And I don't know how to explain it to you in simple English, but what it is, we have these antennas that are broadcasting New York, here, Dallas, Fort Worth, in Columbus, Ohio, and Houston. Now that's 6. And all of that, along with the antennas, along with the satellite, along with the apps, and the internet, is covering, they said, over 39 million homes. That's a lot of people. But we wanted to grow. You heard us say earlier about the TBN network. It started out much smaller than this.
TBN actually started out in just a place about as big as this.
If you might find it on the
TBN actually started in a place as big as this, and one of the churches that I preached in that has their own television station, they started out in the garage of a home. Now, the last time I was there, they run just a little bit over 12,000 people, and they started off on TBN. And then they started in their garage to start their own one in Columbus, Ohio. And I think you know who I'm talking about.
Exactly. MashaAllah. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a phone call. This is the first. Let me think about that. This one?
Yes.
This?
I think so.
No, it said no. Yeah. There we go. And this is a sister we're going to call you. I'll put her on the air with us right now. Got this. There we go. Alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sister Candice, how are you? Alhamdulillah. We're calling you, I'm putting you on the speakerphone here in the masjid. We had to get off the air because we had run over our time. So they had to go back to the regular program. What we're going to do, I'm going to call you tomorrow night and give you a chance. But I want you to just say salam to about 400 or 500 of our brothers and sisters here. And just give them big salam alaikum. Sister Candice is the very first person who ever called us on the telephone. We have an 800 number that we put on the screen, and she called up when we still had our studios in New York. Alhamdulillah that we had those studios for over a year. But when you can't keep the financial going, you have to make a decision. You want a nice building or you want to keep the channel. We kept the channel and we moved everything to a garage type operation. And this is the way we kept it going. What I'm saying is, brothers and sisters, if you want it to keep going, we need to keep working together. Please don't leave here without doing something to help the channel. That's up to you. But Candice, tell us how your life has changed in the last 4 years.
It's been well since watching your show, your different shows, not just one show, but your different shows. I too have grown to know the truth about Islam and your mini website, as you said. So in 4 years, it's just been wonderful gaining nothing but the accurate knowledge, and I'm glad I came to understand the truth about it. And I'm also glad that Allah has opened the way for others to come on back to take their shahada. And beyond that day, I was actually very nervous, but I'm glad that I did that and just got the opportunity. So since then, over the years, besides your shows, I've met wonderful people locally helping, and as you will know, my family do follow suit and send their shahadas with you guys and another brother. So it's been very well, thank you, and we're continuing to grow every day.
MashaAllah, thank you, Candice. And by the way, if you understood what she just said, not only did she come to Islam, she brought the members of her family to Islam, one by one, explaining, sharing, demonstrating, and everybody had to change how they look at Islam. The media around the world has made a joke out of our faith. It's time for us to take it back and present it the right way. We don't need any violence, we don't need any rough stuff. We just need to show what's true Islam with our akhlaq, the mu'amala, our good behavior, and inshallah, many people can watch Guidance TV. It's free, we don't have advertising, there's no commercials, and if you will join and help us keep it that way, inshallah, we'll keep growing. Candice, thanks so much. I'll give you a call earlier tomorrow, inshallah, because I do want you to talk to our international audience. But tonight, you just talk to the guys here. Well, these are pretty great guys. Tell them salam alaikum. By the way, she took the name of Maryam, which is also, by the way, one of my daughters took that name when she came to Islam. The Maryam is Allah said in the Quran, Maryam is the best one. And we like to tell that to the Christians so they'll know what we think about Jesus and Maryam. Alhamdulillah. So that's it for our program tonight. Our questions and answers, usually we do a lot earlier than this. Now we have a long way to drive. We still got to drive over an hour tonight, so we will not be able to do that tonight. What I will encourage you to do though, is to make a note of how you can get the answers you want. The best is to go to islamquestions.com and then look and see if you find it. If you don't, there's a way you can write your question. Additionally, you can go to search for Islam, type in keywords, you'll be able to find what you want over there. And if you still didn't find what you're looking for, write to contact, C-O-N-T, A-C-T, I'm getting tired of it, contact@guideus.tv, inshallah. Now we'll make a dua and we'll ask Allah to accept what we did tonight. as something good for his deen and good for the Muslims and carry us forward to do more for his sake. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة وأنت الوهاب. آمين. اللهم إني ظلمت نفسي ظلما كثيرا ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت واغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. I forgot that I had 2 mics, and that's not good because it'll start getting feedback. I totally forgot what I was doing. Now, we do have some stuff for you guys outside. Well, I think we have some bumper stickers. And I don't know, have you ever been given coffee in a paper cup? Those paper cups, and then it gets cold right away? Yeah. What I would like you to do, if we have any left, because I've got about 100 left, there's some coffee sleeves that's made out of a material that will help keep that in, keep the heat or cold, depending on what you got. And it says guys TV right on it. And then we have some bumper stickers. If you want to take a bumper sticker, you donate the amount you want to donate. That's between you and Allah. But do pick up a pledge form. And then if you're smart, pick up 2. One for you and one for somebody else. Let them choose what they want. Don't tell anybody to put in your mouth. I really will need this to be coming from Allah. So whatever you do, just be sure you do it. That's all. That's it. Because it's you and Allah. And it's not going to help you to show off, to make some statement, I'm going to do X or Y or Z, and then you can't do it. That's not Islam anyway. Just do what you can do, but do it every month. That's it. That's my big fundraiser. Ta-da, done. And I'm really happy to be here in this brand new mosque. I would like to add that I did not know that I was coming to this beautiful place.
We're happy to have you.
When I pulled up out here and saw the place, I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. And to see so many, I can't wait for Ramadan. Are you excited? Yes, I am too. And another thing, for us old people, whenever we get down on the floor, if you got a padding under the carpet like you do, I appreciate that so much. Because when you get old knees, oh, this is really great. I really like your masjid. I enjoy your community. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us. And I can't wait for us to have a chance to be back with you. We're back in the area in a few months. When we do come back, we'd love to be with you again. And who knows, maybe we'll have a lot more of our Pentecostal, Church of Christ, Presbyterians, Catholics, more and more of them coming along with us. If they come and they're not Muslim, don't pressure them though. Just let them see. Just let them enjoy. And let Allah guide them. And you see, things will start getting better for all of us, inshallah. By the way, did anybody bring somebody with you tonight that's not Muslim? I forgot to ask that. Did we have any non-Muslims with us tonight? Next time, I hope you will bring a lot of your friends to come and just find out what we're really all about. That does worlds of good. You don't have to make a big show, just let them see one time, walk on the masjid, look around and go, oh. So you don't make bombs here. Thank you. There you go. Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah.